Shall I tell you the story about a baby prophet?
Yes, yes. Why not?
Well, there really was a baby prophet. Well, not exactly like that, but the story is something like this. You see, a long time ago, after the time of Yusuf, and we talked about Yusuf, alayhi salam, peace be upon him, and how he established his family in Egypt, and he was a good leader there. And the followers, they came, the believers from the children of Israel. They were doing pretty good for a while, but then over the years, different leaders came. And one of the things about those leaders was they liked to believe that they had all the power. In fact, some of them thought they were God. Yeah. And they used to build these big pyramids, those huge, tall buildings out there in the sand in the desert. One block, just one block of that pyramid is bigger than me, taller than me, and wider than me. When I was in Egypt and I saw those blocks, I couldn't believe it because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of blocks just to make one of those big pyramids. Who do you think built them? Slaves. Slaves built those big pyramids. And these pharaohs, the leaders of the people, they thought they were gods. They didn't even really believe they died. They had some kind of idea in their mind that if you embalmed their body and put them in those pyramids, that they would survive and they would come back to life. That's what they really believed. And if you go there today, you'll see that's exactly the display they have for the tourists to learn about it. That these guys thought that they were some kind of gods and that they were going to live forever. So the children of Israel wound up in a hard way because the pharaohs, the Egyptians, turned them into slaves, all of them. All of the children of Israel were slaves, and they had to work and slave. And the men were out here building these pyramids and pulling the blocks and carving and working. It was very horrible for them. And it was even worse for the women, because these men would take the pretty women and just take them and go away with them and do things. And there was nothing anybody could do. The children of Israel were in a hard way. Then one day, the Pharaoh that they had at that time, he had an idea, a vision, or somebody told him that from these children of Israel is going to come one of them who is going to put you out, who's going to dethrone you, who's going to, take over. And when he heard this idea, he said, we can't let that happen. So let me think what we can do. All right, we'll just kill all the babies. And that will take care of that. So they started killing all of the babies. Every time a woman had a baby and she was from them, they would kill the baby. This went on for a while until one of his advisors came to him and said, you know what's going to happen if you keep killing all these babies? As they get older and older and older, and they die, we're not going to have any slaves left. He went, oh, duh, I didn't think of that. How can I solve this problem, he thought. How can I solve this problem? I have an idea. We'll just kill all of them 1 year, and then the next year we'll let those live that are born. Then the next year we'll kill all of the ones that are born again. Now, for you and I, that doesn't make any sense. First of all, it doesn't make sense to kill people like that. Little babies? But then even more so, why do you let some live and some die? And how do you know that the ones you let live wouldn't have that prophecy if you believe in this prophecy? So, obviously, then the ones that live, that's where we come from. At least this is what we might think. Well, the women of the children of Israel would be real happy if they were going to have a baby in the safe year. But if they were going to have a baby in the not safe year, they'd be very sad because they knew some way or another someone would tell and they would come and get her baby and kill her. And it just happened that there was a woman, she had a baby. She had a baby in the safe year. She was very happy and she loved her baby very much. And she was the kind of woman that, well, she had sweet milk, which came from her, and she smelled very sweet. And her baby loved her, she loved her baby. But then one year, she was going to have another baby in the not safe year. And what do you think? The baby was born. And she saw the baby and she loved this boy. It was a boy. She loved it so much. And she was thinking, they're going to kill my boy. They're going to kill my boy. What can I do? Now, the other baby she had was also a boy, by the way. She was thinking, what could I... Hey, that's a good idea. Why not? Yeah. So she got a basket. She got a basket of sorts, and she fixed it up, put the baby in this basket, and then made it so it wouldn't, like get full of water or sink, something like this. Sealed it off. And then she went down to the Nahar Nil. You know what Nahar means? River. Nil, we say Nile in English, the Nile River, because they were in Egypt. So she went to this river, and by the way, I went there, and I saw this river. It's big. You can see to the other side, but everything looks real small because it's such a big, big river. And it runs very fast, and sometimes it's even like this. You see, the water's so tough, coming very fast, and it's almost like ocean sometimes. Well, anyway, she put the basket with her baby into the river. As soon as she put the basket in, what do you think happened to the river? Allah made it go calm, real still, nice and easy, and the basket floated away. She's like, whoa, what's that? She sent her daughter. She also had a daughter. By the way, they didn't kill the daughters, so it didn't matter what year you had a daughter. She sent her daughter to go and watch after the basket, see where my baby goes. I just need to know. So she followed along beside the river, going in and out through the reeds and the bamboo and the different things, trying to, where's the, okay, there it is. And then she'd go a little further, and she watched it. And it just kept going straight, just nice, easy, and went right up to the palace beach. They have a beach behind the palace where all of the royalty and the king and, all these people go down there, and that's their beach. And here came the basket right up to it. Now, what happened is that the young people from the palace were out there playing around, and the wife of Pharaoh, didn't have any children. And she was very sad about that, because she was thinking, how many years I'm married and I still don't have any baby? And all these other people, even the slaves, are having babies like crazy, and I don't have a baby. And there she is by the beach, and everybody's playing, and the basket floated up. And somebody said, oh, a basket, what's in the basket? And they went and got it. It says a baby in it. No. Yeah, it's a baby. How is a baby in a basket? Check it out. As soon as she saw the baby, she fell in love. She just went, oh my God, I love him. And she took the baby immediately, holding the baby to her chest, and she was so happy. She was like crying, and oh, I love this baby. I want the baby for me. Some people said, yeah, wait a minute though, but where did the baby come from, okay? Because isn't this the bad year? Maybe one of the people, the children of Israel, put the kid in a basket and floated it off. She said, I don't care. You think I care? I don't care. This is the baby I want. So she went to Pharaoh, the king. She said, I have something that makes me very happy, something that makes me smile. And he looked at her, because all the time he'd been married to her, he never really saw her smile. He didn't see her be happy. He said, what is it, dear? She said, something makes me so happy. He said, good, what is it? Tell me. He's thinking maybe, something like, a lot of people, they want nice things like nice clothes, maybe a nice car, something like this. So he's thinking, did you get something like new clothes, maybe a new animal or something? What is making you happy? She showed him. I have a baby. He went, huh? Where you get the baby? She said, from the river. It was in a basket. And he said, no, wait a minute. She said, Noah, I love it. I'm so happy. I'll do it. And he was thinking, well, let's see. All right, you can keep it. I can keep it. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, I love him. And so everything looks pretty good. But it's always something like this in the story, right? But what happened? The baby wouldn't eat. Well, they brought some women, that had babies themselves. Now, babies like this, they get their milk from their mother. But if the mother's not there, then some other lady who has a baby can nurse the baby. They hold them and then they drink from them. Except this baby wasn't going to drink. He wouldn't, no matter what. 1 hour went by, 2 hours went by, 6 hours, 12 hours. The next day, the baby still has not had anything to eat. Now she started getting worried. She started getting sad. And when she started getting sad, she started crying, and the king's going, oh, nah, man. He was happy, but now he said, look, she's going to make me nuts. Okay, get some more women. They brought more women. And they're coming and lining up, basically, you know. But the baby's like, nope, nope, nope. Now she started getting worried. She started getting sad. And when she started getting sad, she started crying, and the king's going, oh, nah, man. He was happy, but now he said, look, she's going to make me nuts. Okay, get some more women. They brought more women. And they're coming and lining up, basically, you know. But the baby's like, nope, nope, nope. Now, all the time, the baby's sister is still hanging out, hiding behind the reeds and the grass and stuff. And she couldn't help herself. She popped out and told them, I know a lady that no baby ever refuses her milk, and I can bring her. But they're saying, who are you? Where'd you come from? She said, I was just like, you know, going along the river, and I saw a basket, and I was just following it because I was curious, and I could hear something like baby crying or something in it, and I just, you know, following along. I was just curious. Where's this lady you're talking about? She said, I can fetch her. I can bring her. Do it. So she went back to get the mother of who? The baby. Because it was his own sister, and she knew, I'm just going to bring my own mother. Good idea. Now I think it's time for us to discover who is this baby, because I didn't tell you yet. I know you know, but I want to share with you something. His name has different ways to say it. Some people say his name is what?
Moses.
Yes, Moses. But other people call him Musa, peace be upon him. And other people call him Musha. Musha, and that's his name, Musha. And I tell you why. Because in the Hebrew language, which is having similarity to the Arabic language, remember we said the sin and the sheen, they're in both like an S sound and a sh sound like that, right? Well, if you know we said salam and shalom, remember that? Remember Sam and Sham? Well, this is Musa and Musha. Musa and Musha, and that's why he's also called Musha. And the children of Israel still today name some of their children Musha. And of course, the Arabic speakers still name their children Musa. We have children today called Musa. So anyhow, the mother of Moses, peace be upon him, was very happy to find that her baby's okay, he's well, and not only that, he's living a pretty good life in the palace. The only problem is he won't take any milk from anybody. So she hurried to the palace with her daughter, and when they got there, the girl said, this is the lady. She didn't say, this is my mother, by the way. She said, this is the lady. Okay? So let's see what happens. Immediately, as soon as she picked up the baby, he started nursing from her. And again, Pharaoh's suspicious, like, okay, what's up with this? How come all of a sudden this baby, which we kind of suspect is probably from the children of Israel, and here's this lady, definitely from them, how come this baby's just taking to her? And look what she said. She said, because my milk is sweet and I smell sweet, no baby refuses my milk. Okay, he said, go ahead. You can nurse the baby. And they found that she was the best one, and they said, well, how about if we pay you and you could like come here every day and take care of the baby? And then the queen said, let her stay all the time. Why not? We'll pay you, give you a nice place to stay, and you can be living here as long as you want to take care of the baby. Did she have to think about that deal? Okay, let's see. I get my baby, that's number one for her. Nice place to stay, nice clothes, free food, drink, and money. Oh, what a good deal that is. So I guess it pays off to be the mother of a prophet, doesn't it? Well, That's how things rocked on for a while. Pretty good deal. And the normal weaning of a child, weaning means how long before you don't give them milk from the breast. Usually it could be 18 months, 2 years. Some children even go all the way up to 3. Oh, I even saw one 4 years old still going to his mother for milk sometimes. Yeah? Kind of weird, right? Well, anyhow, that's what she did. And then, when he got older and was weaned from her, they appreciated what she did so much. They said, anytime you want to come and stay, you're welcome. You could just come over and be with him. And was she happy about that? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But she still got to go home and take care of her other son. She had another son. And, of course, her daughter. Does anybody know the name of the other child, the son? What?
Harun alayhi salam.
Harun. You're right. Well, you're pretty smart. Were you going to say that too? Yeah. Harun? Yeah, sure you were. Oh. Well, you're right. That was Harun is one of, the prophets. So we say alayhi salam after his name, don't we? Well, anyway. Oh, and by the way, in English, they don't call him Harun. They call him Aaron. Aaron. With 2 A's. Boy, that's pretty cool in school, isn't it? You'd be right at the head of the class with 2 A's in your name. What happened next is that Musa, or Moses, grew up to become a prince because they treated him just like he was part of the royal family. He became big, strong, and very smart. He was brilliant. Oh, yeah. But because he was in the royal family, he had a kind of I don't want to say attitude, but he was part of it, like, ooh, boom, boom, like this. As he got older, everybody noticed something about him. He was very fair, and he helped take care of people that were kind of, depressed. So if anybody was being picked on or had any hard time, they could go to Musa, alayhi salam, Moses, peace be upon him, and tell him, hey, this guy's picking on me. He said, hey, take it easy. This is my buddy. You guys, put down the fights, things like that. As he got older, became a young man, they were out in the street one day, and he saw 2 people fighting. And he went over there, and this Egyptian man, now the Egyptians were the rulers, right? So one of the Egyptian men was fighting with one of the slave people, which is the children of Israel. And without even thinking, he just barged right in there and tried to separate this fight up. Well, both of these guys are fighting. Maybe the Egyptian swung at him, who knows? But all of a sudden, he took his fist. Musa took his fist, and pow! He let him have a good one. And when he hit that guy, he must have rang his bell because he went out like a light. And they're like, whoa, man, that's a pretty good... Uh-oh. This guy's not breathing. He's not moving. He's dead. He killed him with one sock. Musa was like, oh, man, what have I done? What have I done? And the other guy's like, good for him. It's like, oh, no, it's not good. We just killed somebody. So what do you mean we? You hit him. Look at this. So Moses ran away. He said, whoa, man. And he was asking Allah, Allah, forgive me. Allah, forgive me. I didn't mean to kill somebody. I'm sorry. Please, Allah, forgive me. And he started really asking Allah, please, please, please. Because this is really bad. Everybody knows to kill somebody, to kill anybody, innocent person, is one of the worst things you can do. In fact, if you take an innocent life, Allah said in the Quran, whoever takes an innocent life without due cause, then this is the same as if he'd killed all of the human beings. But whoever saves a life, then this is like he saved all the humans. Now Musa, alayhi salam, Moses, was trying to help somebody. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to save somebody. But he got overzealous, overexcited, and popped him. Killed him. He didn't mean to, though. And there's a difference here, because if you didn't mean to do something, it's not near as bad as if you intended. All he intended to do was stop it, but that's what happened. Well, Moses started finally feeling a little better, like maybe Allah's forgiving me. And he started learning something called patience. And he started learning about being more, sincere with Allah and being more, patience is the best word I can think of. The next day, he's back out in the streets again. Another fight's breaking out. He's going, what is going on, man? Another fight going on. Another Egyptian and another one of the slaves. And they're bam, boom, boom. He went over again and he looked. He said, it's the same guy. Not the Egyptian, of course, he's dead. The other one. And he looked and he said, you're in a fight again? What is it with you? You just like to fight with people, don't you? So look what the guy said to him. Oh, yeah? What are you going to do? Kill me like you killed the Egyptian yesterday? Well, when the other Egyptian heard this, he went, huh? There'd been talk about somebody being murdered, and nobody knew who did it. You did it? Oh, man. He took off running, And he's running. He's going to the palace in tattletale. He's going to tell. Moses, he's like, look at this guy, was nothing but trouble to me, I try to help him one day, and now he turns me in on the next day. What shall I do? If I go back up to the palace, if I go home, or should... All of a sudden, somebody came running up, and they said, Moses, Moses, Moses. He said, whoa, what's up? He said, listen, they heard about what you did. They already had a council meeting, and they have decided they're going to kill you for killing the Egyptian, because it's illegal to kill an Egyptian. By the way, it was not illegal to kill the children of Israel. In fact, if you remember, every other year they were killing all of them. All the boys, weren't they? No problem. But kill one Egyptian, whoa, this was a big deal. Musa alayhi salam, Moses, peace be upon him, is thinking, man, I got to do something. I can't even go home. Why? He lives in a palace, and that's who's looking for him. So he just started walking, just hustled himself right out of the city. Now, if you've ever been in Egypt, along the Nile River, it's pretty nice. It's like this, got a lot of foliage, got a lot of greenery around. It's got trees, lovely trees, shrubs, fruits. But you go just a little ways in either direction, on either side of that river, and it's gone fast, and you're in the desert. You're going to be walking on sand as far as you can see in any direction, unless you go back to the river. And that's on both sides. Well, he was taking the side which goes toward Syria. In Syria, or Blad Hashem, is the area where he went, the people of Midian. He went there. You remember we talked about them before, and that's where he went. These were, I think, the people of Shu'aib, if you remember those guys.